Hey everyone, another week of top decks. This is the pretty much the first week when D starter decks are getting released. They get released today, right? In Japan.
333 yen.
It's 333 yen. Unlucky, we don't get 333 yen. We get 4 USD.
Still alright.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not as catchy as 333 yen. But in terms of decks today, we don't have 333 decks.
Not yet, anyways.
Not yet. So you guys make that happen. Actually, we'll be here for a very long time, so maybe just 33 will be good enough. But I think we do reach 30. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, you know, it's been a great week. The anime got released yesterday, premiered yesterday, and today for English as well. So if you were able to catch both of them, yeah, it's good stuff. Do you like it? Thumbs up?
Well above expectations.
2 thumbs up?
I think this is like, you know, massive improvement from Bushiroad, and the animations just, you know, top notch. 333
thumbs up?
Yep.
333. They also announced Springfest Online. They released all the info for it. Are you going to be invading other regions, Kelvin?
Well, we are now in a global world, and everyone's got video calls.
Okay. All right, so yeah, we'll, look out for that. Get yourselves ready. But luckily, you can look at top decks for some ideas.
Yeah,
ideas on the global stage.
Be inspired and enlightened by some of these really advanced decks from Japan and
around the world. It's global now.
Global.
Yeah. So just sneak on your competition, man. You know, people, you gotta do your research. So let's get started. Enough talking. We're starting with Japan as usual, and we've kind of comboed it together with all the by nations. And then we'll do the VG top deck submissions after as well. So Japan, first off, we're going Brandgate stuff. We got Chaos. This is basically, I think this is kind of a list that's been just floating around now. We see the Singularity Snipers.
Yep.
This guy used Sharpen in Adobe Photoshop or his like phone a lot.
Yeah, for a second I was like, oh, is that grade 2 or grade 1?
Yeah,
Can't
like,
tell the numbers.
The 1s and 2s just look really weird. But yeah, so the Singularity Snipers gaining in quite a lot of popularity just for the empty board scenario, so you can have at least some pressures with the Opener of Dark Gates. And then the rest of it is just like, he runs a Vect just for like better advantage, CB1 advantage pretty much, and the rest of the deck just kind of works by itself. So yeah, I think it's 8 crit though.
8 crit, yeah.
8 crit rather than 6/6. I mean, he's got the Bengals, and everything else is pretty standard. Next we have is a Blau deck.
That's a rare one.
Yeah, well, it's actually pretty rare. He's got a high rarity. Bows. Not expensive though. Not expensive. I think it's interesting. He's got the grade 1 front trigger buff, which is nice. We see some old cards like Transriser. We have this weird bear-looking dude, right? Why do you run the bear-looking dude? He's CB2 as well.
It's CB2 to call a grade 3 from the deck. And you need to be on grade 3, so I'm quite sure it's just there for consistency.
Yeah, because you need another Blau, right?
Yeah.
You need another Blau.
I mean, the whole play involves like, you know, having 2 grade 3s, so
you call the one that you're missing, or
Yep.
you can't. Can you miss? You have to just call the one that you want, right? So then got a bit of fronts. And 2 crits to keep them honest. The Sentinel crits.
And I like how he just cuts the heal to 3.
Oh yeah, he only has 3 heals, eh?
Commitment.
Alright, nice. Next we have is Dimension Police. This guy is just a pure zeal, blood black. That's all the grade 3s he runs, you know? Probably the crit control, the Vanguard pressure kind of build rather than the rush kind of build of Dimension Police.
Yep.
So other than that, I think it's a pretty standard deck overall. Standard cards. Lots of ways you can crit. And then next we have Dark States, D-Chronicle. This guy runs something very, very interesting I want to point out. He has this grade 2. This grade 2 is basically when it intercepts, you can bind a card from your hand and it turns into a perfect card.
Oh.
So
it's a null intercept.
Null intercept, yeah.
And discard 1 bind 1, it doesn't really matter. And well, the interesting thing is because it's GC, you can actually, you know.
Yeah, you can call it out from a Time Reaper or things like that. And if your opponent's not paying attention and they don't read cards, which happens quite many times, right? You know, you just go surprise, bro. It's a null guard. But otherwise, it basically serves as a taunt as well, right? You just sit there and you go, if you don't get rid of it, I get a null. So.
And you also can get like stuff that has strict or like has ridiculous.
Yeah,
missions,
yeah,
so-
like Gabriel.
Yeah.
Like Gabriel, just saying. You can null the null to null, an unnullable.
It's one technique you can put in.
Brains, big brain. All right.
Oh wait, is it available in English?
Yeah, I think it is. Is it?
Look it up, guys.
Yeah. If it's not, then
Tough luck.
PRs, right? PR.
Yard life.
Next we have is another GC. This one has another PR, the new one.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a Kirtan. So otherwise, it's just the standard GC, not as
Yep.
spicy. The one card spice like the last one. We'll just force markers. It's got all the
Man, I would love to get those force markers, but apparently you have to get supply sets.
supply sets, and you
So-
don't want to buy it. You don't want to be seen with supply set. Is that it?
No, it's not that,
So,
but
yeah.
we already have the cards now, so it's a bit pointless to get them.
He's running 2 Time Reaper as well. Just not even running a not Megalanic. Metallica. Phoenix. The other guy ran 1. I think you don't need to run a Metallica.
I think
Phoenix.
2 Reapers the correct move.
Yeah, Reaper is just really, really good.
And like
yeah.
if you that game that you lose 1 Reaper, you just feel really bad.
Yeah, and yeah, just the Catan. So pretty self-explanatory. Moving on, we have. Ooh, we haven't seen this in a while. So this deck kind of gained in popularity during the Harrys when Harry got released.
Yeah, like 1 year ago.
No, it was 6 months ago.
6 months.
6 months ago. So end of stage. This was the junk card that suddenly became sold out. The $1 card that became sold out. And then when you put it in things like Harry, you suddenly realize, wow, I could just not run Harry and just run more end of stages.
Yep.
And just do good. He's running books because you don't really care about soul that much. You blast all your soul away, so you just draw cards. And then the rest of it is just pretty similar to old deck before. You restand, has guard restrict, and then you pop out your like trapezes to get like another attack, things like that. But it's just like a kind of like a nice finisher play. If you played it with like Harry, you can kind of make like extra attacks. I think with
Oh, you play the
grade 4,
guard restrict grade 4, yeah.
So there's that, but this one is just straight up.
Just a bit more flexible, just
I think you can.
straightforward.
I think you can like, if you play it properly, you can immediately get a kind of first ride end of stage combo.
I think so.
If you build it correctly, but nice to see something different. Right? Nice to see something different. Next, we're moving on to the stuff we usually no. This is just Fenrir. Yeah, Ketters. Fenrir with 1 Uranus.
It's just I was like, this deck is a bit confusing. It's just 1 Uranus.
I was gonna go. We're going for the familiar Astral Poet.
Yep.
But it's not.
And it's also the only card that's not like covered.
Yeah.
with everything else.
So yeah, this is just Fenrir.
Vanguard.
Vanguard. I can't really. The name's hard, man. The name's hard. It feels like the deck's dropped kind of in popular. We don't really see that many Himikos as well, right? Himiko Regalia. You sometimes see Regalias, but
you know what? This deck deals pretty well against Chaos, right?
No, it doesn't. Does it?
Your thing goes away. You can empty out your front rows. Slightly better than some other decks that just get stuck with front rows, I guess.
Who cares about Chaos, dude? Who cares about Chaos? Like, I guess? I guess? But yeah, no, we haven't really seen this being that popular.
I mean, it's an okay deck, but
it's not as sledgehammery as Astral Poet. Yeah. But speaking of Astral Poet,
right next
here
to
it
it
is. He's got one random.
something about.
One random Shadow Paladin card here.
You've got a D4 DJ
Danger
play
Lunch.
mat. Cultured man.
Is it? Is D4 DJ the new culture?
Well, you have to be like pretty deep into it to.
Have we already
get play
moved
mat.
on from Bang Dream?
I think Vanguard's still out there. They did the opening for the new Vanguard D, so.
It's true. It's true. The heavy grade 3 plus count. How much is it going? 9, 13, 8, 17. So okay, that's cool.
That's about right.
17. The decays. Deck just builds itself. You just have to pick how many grade 3s you want to run, and then everything else.
The rest is like
all
slot
good,
them in.
right? So like you have the space.
Yep.
This one we have from Singapore.
Okay.
This is not. I like these. the high rarity, right? The high rarity just stuff looks really nice.
No, not the great ones. There's only 2 SPs. The 2 behind it is not.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, no, he's screwed up.
Can't.
Oh, no, this one's also not SP.
Oh,
I
man.
can see.
Oh,
That's
you can't hide cards like that. That's dirty. All right.
It's hidden, man.
Well, good job winning, but
it needs to. The rarity needs to get high, man.
Yeah.
The rarity needs to go high.
You're almost there. You're almost there.
You're missing 3 cards, I think. But heavy grade 3 count again.
Is this also 17? Yeah.
One Astros. And then the second place was a Gabriel deck.
Wow.
16 crit Gabriel. And yeah, I think. Oh no, it's got the 4 I think it's a 4 Hamiel. Yeah, it's the 4 Hamiel, you just can't see. He likes his Gurguts though. Look at this. Gurgut fan.
But wait, hold on. Those 4 SPs, they're not slaved. What are you doing, man?
No, that's called a true flex.
Oh.
You know.
Okay.
He's so rich, he doesn't even sleeve his SPs.
Maybe those are just his spares.
Yeah. Isn't there a lot of moisture in Singapore? Like, this will get curved pretty badly, right?
They turn into bridges.
Yeah, but they are Japanese cards, so they're kind of thicker than the red. Doesn't that mean it absorbs more moisture?
I think it bends even more, and it's also harder to return to flat.
Huh. Yeah, well, this is a pretty standard Gabriel list, except if you're playing more Uchika, then you just replace these with the raccoon. I think is what you call it. Yeah, just a pretty standard.
It's a place to grab to no seal, which is interesting. But
well, it searches, the no seal searches the no seal, and then this no seal can search no seals. So search that, right? And then third place at Caesar's cards was the Wad. This is the super lame Wad.
I was like, there's no bats, there's no routers. It's just
very stable.
Yes.
Right? Very stable. I can understand that playing the Wad, bats are really annoying. Like, setting up bats, just do fat 4 attacks, you know.
Yeah,
You'll have crits.
Your deck's pretty, like, compressed, and you can just flip crits out of the deck anyways.
Yeah. So
the threat is there.
I can understand if you don't want to go bats.
Yep. And just like maximize on consistent. I mean, that's Luard's in essence, right? It's consistency.
Like the only time you lose if you misride, right? Yep. So max out the brand one, max out the what was his name? Knees. That's right, Knees. You know, so it's okay. And then fourth place, you have Prism. This guy runs four Nectaria. All right, move to a more. We saw this a lot in Japan. I don't know. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, it's still a bit hard to justify.
I feel like this space could be used for anything else, and it would be better.
And especially like it can push your early game, or just add more
good cards.
Yeah,
right. Like the grade one, he's running 2 of the new grade one, which is
arguable to put
right,
in.
But overall, I'm not a huge fan of Nectar.
I don't see what like
Nectaria.
3 LEs, like priorities, right?
Next we have Brunei. Another SEAT. This guy is the 0 damage man. Sick 0 damage man, but this is blasters, right? Blasters.
I like.
You like blasters?
Oh,
I thought you liked the what?
I've gotten enough, seen enough Luard, so this is a refreshing change.
Yeah, I don't mind seeing blasters. Pretty cool. Anything you want to say about blasters?
Well,
you can run the main.
Yeah. Well, the main's also got reprinted, so it's sort of dropped in rarity.
Well, yeah. So play what you like, man. It's good stuff. Second place was NLK. It's pretty nice layout.
I've seen this deck, but yeah, very nice layout. I like the
Azar again. Azar. You know the first place. This guy was Asmi Noodle. Is his name? Asmi Noodle. Cup Noodle collaboration. This is NLK centric DI.
Yep.
What do you think?
It's Gastille centric DI, but you use NLK to get there. Basically. I've seen it. It can work. But you definitely. You have one plan, and you just have to go with it. And
I mean,
sometimes
this has been his plan for the past X weeks.
Yep.
I think it's a pretty good plan.
Yep.
it's a pretty good play.
And you know, with this deck, you can actually just empty out your whole field. Oh, well, you have number of terror, and you have an LK to suck the rest.
So if you're afraid of some chaos matchups.
Yep. You can like actually just empty your board.
Pretty good. Next we have is MLB.
MLB.
Another deck that can also empty out its board.
Wow.
Kind of funny. It gets 18k.
Yep.
Empties the board, so chaos kind of.
And triple drive, so
Yeah,
out
triple
values
drive.
chaos.
Yeah, pretty funny. This deck is slightly more relevant now than it was before.
It's matchup.
Next we have is a Zeal? Zeal? Dayusha? Blood Black? So, yeah, no, I still prefer the Dialina stuff.
Yeah.
Dialina build, but you're right, you have a kind of a right chain that can do things. But
the Zeal stuff gives you free pluses, right?
Yeah,
Basically.
I mean, it's still crits, right? It's still crits, it's still Vanguard pressure. Zeal himself has like 2 billion drive checks sometimes, so maybe you'd be pretty scared taking it.
I think most importantly, you'd save up deck slot with Zeal.
Well, you have to run all of this stuff though.
Yeah, but they sort of like, just by running those, you already get quite a decent value, and you can put whatever
I think that it's, if you run something like Dialina, you're inclined to run a lot more grade, well, not a lot more, but slightly more grade 3s.
Daizaurus and stuff like that.
Yeah. Or you don't have to run Daizaurus, but you know, you want to run more grade 3s to get more defense. But
and you don't want to miss.
Yeah, this never misses, so that's a plus, I guess. And then next we have a gold paladin deck, Spectral. Lots of grade 3s in this lineup. I don't like it.
I'm not sure. Yeah, and it's also what's that Vivian?
Yeah, Vivian.
What's it doing there?
I don't know. I'm not a fan of Vivian.
Like 8 grade 1 feels super risky. I don't know.
Like, here's the thing, right? Is that you run 16 grade 3s, means low defense. This deck is already quite fragile when you play it. You know, it already has low defense. Sagamore doesn't really contribute much except trying to draw into like these things. But I think you can just do it better with like whole Kaden.
Yep. And I think this deck will suffer from you know, that weak power lane issue. Everything here.
Yeah, well, Spectral does just suffer from that, but the holes and the Kaidens make it slightly better. But yeah, I just don't see the value in Sagamore as much. I mean, sure, it's just a Soul Blast, so it's
You're
technically
even running Dindrains.
It's technically free, but otherwise, like, you don't really have that much CB issues with the deck overall as well. So I'm just not a huge fan of this build.
Super rushy, it feels like.
You can't even rush. They're grade 3s.
Oh yeah, they're grade 3s.
They're grade 3s. So unlucky. All right, this one is like a weird build.
Gurgit and Spectral?
Yeah. I don't see how they mix. I just feel like they don't.
There's one reason to play Gold Paladin, and that's Percival. That's my honest personal opinion.
This deck doesn't run a Percival because it can't.
So
I'm not a huge fan of this list. He's running Sagamores as well, but he's also running Dindrain, so okay, we'll forgive you. But that's like 2 Soul Blasts, which is pretty annoying.
I mean, you can get a lot of soul with them.
Yeah, well, you have Aglavale, but you might start cutting into your 1s and 2s if you're not.
Yeah, if you're careful.
You're not careful. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't like it. It's not great.
Like, what does the Gurgit achieve here? So you could have just like replaced the 4 Gurgit with like Percivals, and you'll have like a perfectly.
The deck is just better. Maybe you can't afford Percivals. He sold his Percival.
If you trade your Gurgit for Percivals, would you even make it back?
I think, well, Gurgit's a VR and a Percival is a double.
You should, right?
But the thing is, it's Japan, so I think there should be heaps of Percivals. Right?
Yeah, double rare.
It's not the global market.
Yep. Oh well.
But then we finally get a good deck, alright? This deck I can fully agree with. Maybe I personally run 1 less for Cavalier, and run like one more Kaiden. I don't run Dindrain, I don't think. So you have Kaiden, you have more of that. You have like an extra grade 3 searcher.
So you just run 4/4/4.
Yeah, and then this one I run for fronts.
It's fine.
You can run whatever you want.
5/3, it's fine.
Yeah.
You let the dice roll and smack your opponent.
I mean, crits are good. So yeah, this is actually a good list. I like this list way more than the last 2 we saw. So good job.
again, Spectral's one of those decks that you can just like smack face and you'll win games.
It's not a complicated deck. It's not a complicated deck. Next one we have is an Oracle Think Tank. This one is just very, very normal Oracle Think Tank. Not even 16 crit. He's actually running heals. He's running draws. Wait, is that just vanilla draws?
Is it running 30k? Yeah, I think it's running 30k because that's foiled. I think it's just all Battle Sisters. I think the draw trigger is Battle Sister. That's why you run it. So, hey man, it's a unit. You can drop it and bash.
Just run 12 crit, dude. Just 12 crit, man. Not for to say about Battle Sisters. I think.
Oh, but looks like the GCPR is pretty easy to get in Japan. You just
I think it's a shop to this one. It's a shop tournament PR, right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much to say about Battle Sisters except it's Battle Sisters. I think
it's a face deck.
It's some hype behind it, but I think it's just like a tier 3 deck.
There's a bit of a fan behind, the arts and all that.
Yeah, everyone likes Battle Sisters. We're already in Counter Sanctuary, but this is Sanctuary Guard, so. This is basically, again, we've been saying the Dual Knight integration into the Sanctuary Guard deck is basically this.
Some interesting great ones.
Yeah, so there is this guy, it's Halal.
Is that actually his name?
Yeah, the name is Halal.
Okay.
And it has an interesting effect, is that when your grade 2 comes into play other than from your hand, you can put this into Soul and give it 15k. So you have a problem where your Dual Knights...
They come out last, right?
Well, it's just when you pop your 3, your Ashley into your 2, the 2 you might have a force marker there, but it doesn't have any power. So the Sanctuary Guard restand already happened, unless you decided to pop it before that. But then you have maybe just one force marker there. It's maybe 20k, 25, get one trigger, something like that.
Yeah,
it just hits pretty weak, so this can kind of buff it up a lot. And I mean, it's already rested in the back row, so you might as well do it.
But that's what I really like about Sanctuary Guard decks. When you play those great ones that still function even when it's tapped, I love those cards.
It's a very smart idea. Next we have Singapore again. This is They've moved on from Saram. They've got Freedom Duo now.
Freedom Duo,
giving us all the spicy new information.
The legendary Vanguard Sage
blogger. Right? Yeah, how long has he been doing it? Since the beginning?
Since the very, I think so. I've seen him since.
How does his face look so young?
It's a face mask, man.
Well, you can't sure, but above the face mask, he still looks pretty young, man. Right? I think he's got pretty good skincare. Just looking at that. It's a Chaos Messiah deck.
I think we featured a similar list.
We watched a similar list, of one of the games. Volko. I mean, it's kind of like your Messiah stuff, and then unfortunately you got out some of it to put in the Chaos stuff. Yep. But
and this is English, so they don't even have that new PR. So instead, you just run the great one that. I think when it unlocks, you get to draw one. Yeah, so you just the Gastille into that will draw your card, and that's pretty good. It's a decent plus engine.
You can consider this for not nationals, for Springfest at least, because it's fully English. But first place we have a Murakumo deck, which is pretty interesting.
Okay.
I think there are some changes. He stopped running.
Yeah, he's running the new grade 2 instead of the.
Well, it's not really the new grade 2. It's running the PR grade 2 that gains power. So at least.
That's from clan selection, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a PR. It used to be a PR. So this gets power and it allows you to at least do something at grade 2, right? Normally it'd just be Prisma and Jakotsu Girl, and these all hit just these 9k numbers.
Yep.
Pretty bad against Force. But now you have the grade 2 again, but he's actually running one extra crit, so he's got 9 crits. Okay. And then he's got only 3 10-minutes.
Yeah, so you're cutting out Prisma and you're cutting out 1 10-minute, so I thought that might affect the consistency a bit, but if you're willing to make that trade, you gain in some other areas.
Yeah. 3 Shiryuki with the one-off other new Shiryuki.
I think that's the new trend at the moment. 3+1.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Nice. And then we have Kagura, Dragon Empire. So Overlord never dies. Still not dying. Running the new. They're not running the new grade 2. It's just it's free.
Yep.
It's basically free. It doesn't require soul.
Yep.
If you played Overlord for the past 6 months, you realize that
you don't want to ride the other grade 2s as well, and like Berserk Dragon is you don't really want to spend it.
Yeah, you don't want to spend the soul is the important part, because you realize you run out of soul. You want it for Calamity Tower, right? You really want it for Calamity Tower, and then the end uses, or the cross uses the soul.
Yep.
So it's nice. I mean, it's nothing better to run, in my opinion.
Yep.
That's the issue. That's the main.
You either
issue.
retire one or you draw one, right? So confirm class for free.
Well, it kind of self-filters as well.
Yep.
So you can get some card hands back. Hand cards back. This is another Overlord deck. This is from Singapore as well. I think this is their Carnation 2 deck kind of format, but yeah, this is one of the Overlords. Kind of weird. He's not running the grade 2 at all. We can see here it's just the Igni Robe, the Decats, the Burn Rise,
the usual list.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm personally not a huge fan of the Burn Rise, but you know,
it can work in sometimes.
It's that flex slot grade 2.
Yep.
He's running 5 draws, which is kind of high. 5
That's
draws.
alright.
Normally
30k crit and very nice U sign.
Normally we see a lot more crits. But yeah. And then I think his second deck was actually Bermuda. Not the prison deck.
4 Nectaria as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still not a fan. I'm still not convinced.
Yeah, I think we've talked through these like weeks now.
Well, you know, every time we talk about 4 Nectaria, we're like, you know, convince us in the comments why you run 4 Nectaria.
Yep.
And I think the general comments in the comments are Nectaria. So there have been no convincing arguments.
Like a 2-3, that's even like a hard maybe, and then 4 is just like
2-3. Are you crazy? I think it's a 1-2.
1
maybe. 1 is a maybe.
1's maybe.
Yeah. Not a fan. Not a fan. But yeah, good job. Next we have a Highlander list.
Okay. Still standard.
Yeah, standard Highlander list. Nice.
It's Highlander. Nothing to say.
He's got 2. Wait, how many? Oh, he's got 1 grade 1 null, 2 draws, and 1 30k instead. Yeah, can't build this deck because these cards are way too expensive. I mean, these 2 cards are way too expensive. Unlucky. And then we got a new Nectar list. So this one is actually quite nice. I like this new Nectar list a lot. I know a lot of decks we see is just like the 4 Maiden of Stand Puny lists where they rush you and hope for the best. This one is like, you can go Force 2, you actually don't care about first riding a Stand Puny, because again, we've talked about before how kind of bad going first with Stand Puny is, because you don't get any power, but then going second with Stand Puny, you're
hit the power level.
Well, yeah, you're going second,
yeah.
Right, so it's kind of like, this one, you play it slow, you can go Arboros first or Inez first, you go Force 2, and then you can kind of put a lot of pressure with like a big column there and a crit. And then when your second ride, you go into a Maiden of Stand Puny. You have 2 crits on the side. Although your stuff doesn't hit 40k, who cares? They're both at least 30k on the Stand Puny effect with crits. Like those 2 will hit with crit, and if they want to tank your Vanguard at like 4, then sure, right, sure. The rest of the deck kind of you just get power, you build power. And then, you know, try and force off damage with that Force 2 column. But you also run things that give tokens like plus 5k. So overall, it's just a nice kind of slower build of Neonectar that I actually do think is better than just the standard rushy build.
It gives it like a nicer ceiling compared to like just the 20, 30k.
That's right. It's just there's much more ways to play the deck and much more redundancies. So yeah, I actually like this deck a lot. This is like a personal favorite of Neonectar. And the lastly on the Japanese side, we have Premium, the random Premium.
I see.
Yeah, we got Regalia Premium. I know people were talking about this crazy idea where you
Just restand.
restand your Angelica a bunch of times, and here it is. Ooh. I mean, this is a pretty romanticized view of premium. If you really wanted to go real top decks, we'll be looking at Astral Ports, right? Astral Ports just taking everything home. So yeah, but otherwise, yeah, this is the legendary tier 2, maybe even tier 3
Tier
premium
2,
decks.
is that a joke? Like
Tier 2.
T2?
T2.
T2. T2 deck. But yeah, you can make it happen.
Have fun playing premium.
Yep, I think the cards are a bit easier to get on this deck.
Yeah. Alright, next we are moving on to VG top decks.
Oh, VG top
These
decks.
are this week's submissions. Now we have Checkmate Vanguard. He forgot to actually post his list last week.
I remember that.
Yeah, so now he posted it, and we get to see his Murakuma list. So
hold on a sec. Is that 4 delete rares?
yeah, that's a misplay. That is a big misplay. If you play delete res, your opponent will know you have Shiryukis because the light reflects off the delete res.
Yes.
And it flashes in your face, and they go, "Wow,
You've got a Shirayuki in your hand.
Yeah, so delete res are a misplay, boys. Even if you go max rarity, delete res.
Keep them in the binder.
Keep them. That's right. Maybe he does keep them in the binder. He just took it out for the picture, right? But otherwise, this is kind of your other standard build of Shiryuki now.
It's very similar to what we play. The only exception is that Grade 2, but that's the flex slot anyway. So
yeah, but you know, we've seen like an updated build of the deck. This is like, maybe it hasn't been updated for clan selection yet, but it's just the old build. But you know, the old build still does pretty well. You know, just timbers slamming into your face.
Yep.
Yeah. Next we have is a. Is this just Night Rose deck?
Night Rose deck.
Yeah, Brotherhood Games UK.
Ah.
Yeah, he lost every dice roll, but still won. He went 2-1, so it was a best of 3, I guess. He won everything 2-1.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. He beat Mordred, Harry, Prism, Silver, Thorn, and Great Nature. So
well, good job.
Big
It's got a top 8 badge as well.
Yeah.
From last year, I think.
Yeah, it's from G, though. Dude, it's from G.
G.
Vanguard G. It's a while ago.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty cool. Is that a hot? It's a Miku bat as well.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's pretty much an updated build. He's got the 4 navigators as well for Night Rose. What do you think of Night Rose, man? How's that?
I think it's pretty good deck. The only thing I would change here might be 3 Skull Dragons. You really want those 2 Skull Dragons to be used in the game.
When I played it, the 2 Skull Dragons felt a bit too low.
But yeah, if one of them goes to damage or you can't mill out both.
Yeah, that's basically
your win con. Yep.
Next, we have Karan Patel.
Oh yeah.
We see his progression for every single week, and this is good to see. He's evolved his Shadow Paladin list. And now he's got
bats.
Yeah, 2 bats. This is the supreme
Double
Metadog list. The supreme standard list of Luan.
Supreme, the Luan Supreme.
Yeah, Luan Supreme. I think, a lot of the Luan decks we've seen have just moved on to the 2 bat build. Very low grade 2 count. But you just hope you get it via your knees, right? You just hope you run knees, you have a grade 2, and you're set.
Yeah.
So he's one step close to getting this promo. He's gonna change his list one more time to increase the consistency and power.
Doesn't mean he's gonna change it to that no bat, no router list?
No. Well, he says the deck does terrible against Valkyrion when they go first. But I mean everything.
Yeah, that's what Valkyrion does, right?
It'll be interesting to see what he changes. All right, it'll be maybe next week. Next we have Vietnam. It is played standard this week, and
43 players. Jesus.
Wow. Yeah, they get a lot of people. We've got Astral Poet, Astral Deity. This is a very high rarity list, is it?
No,
it's missing. It's missing. It's missing.
Getting there.
It's getting there. That's right.
How many grade 3s is this? 18.
18. Yeah, it's pretty high. It's played by Mai.
There you go.
My first place did well. Second place was Geek Chronicle, English Geek Chronicle. So 3 cabs, pretty standard.
Yeah, you
pretty
can
standard.
play 3-2.
No, wait, no. There's a weird organ boy right there.
I think that guy's actually really good. It's like just catch people off guard.
Yeah, this is
Smash
played
their face.
by Fem and Vu. Third place. This is a known name. This is Hoang Ko. He played Kaiguru Premium at Singapore in 2019. So we see him with the Kaiguru list here as well. His list is pretty interesting. He's got 1 heal and 3 null.
1 heal.
I can kind of understand that. It's like you've got your kind of protection cards here, and then the rest are crits, and you have a crit sentinels that just kind of works. And it's just kind of very, very aggressive and rushy.
Yeah.
You know, lots of decats. Calamity Tower, you've got the Carbuncle as well. So way more focus on aggression. And then the last 4th place, we've got Astral Deity again.
2 Astral Deities in top 4.
Astral Deity seems pretty popular, right? Just seems pretty popular at locals. This one was played by Ho Tam Fat.
I think they seem to have like very consistent top players.
Tops, yes. But yeah, it's pretty cool to see.
And
again, 43 people, man. 43 players. It's crazy. Now, moving on, we've got another Vietnamese guy, Derek Dow.
Good
he
game,
didn't come
small
first. Yeah, this is Perth. Big. Remember we said
hyper competitive.
But we have Sanctuary.
Again.
Is Sanctuary competitive? I don't think Sanctuary is that competitive.
Well, it definitely can be high roll.
It definitely can do well.
Yes.
But here's the thing. He's got 12 crits. Very, very aggressive. He's only running 4 grade 3s this time. I think the last time we saw one of these lists, it had like a few more grade 3s, but I think people are starting to move more towards the 4 grade 3s in English. But you know, there is still Clan Section 2 coming out, so that will probably change. Yeah, just you know, if you don't ride Sanctuary, basically you lose anyway.
Exactly.
So 4 grade 3s it is. But he's got some blaster tech. So you have CB lying around. Blaster Blade is pretty good early game. You know, it has a crit on the Vanguard circle. So yeah.
I think in essence you just need great ones to tap. So ideally want something that, you know, does.
Well, here's the thing, right? Is like, yeah, this calls this out. You have a column set up already. You know, 2 cards are already set, done. Right? So it's okay. It's pretty good. Second place, we have Brendan with a gold paladin deck. Again, I think this is a kind of one of the ways you can play it. He opted not to play Hoyle Kanan, but you know, he's got the Paramore and Dindrain to kind of
sort of similar.
Yeah. It just I personally like the Hoyle Kanan just because of the Kanan, the whole power.
It fixes the power department.
Yeah, but at least he's not running Gurgit, which is good. Good job, mate. And then lastly, we do have the Derek Dow, and he's run Astral Poet. You see another Astral Poet deck, you know? There's Astral Poets everywhere.
Hold on. How many grade 3s?
This one is 20? 20? You went the whole shebang?
20.
20? Bruh, you know, Valkyrian needs to hit those 3s, dude. Right?
Sure.
The K's need to hit as well. I think it's fine. I think just draw your grade 1, dude. Just draw your grade 1. Don't be bad. If you draw your 1 that's not Atlas, you draw your grade 2. So
pretty much.
The world is set. And then no heals. 4 draws, no heals. 4 draws.
Yeah, it's very all in.
Yeah. Good stuff. If you were checking out different fights, remote locals, you would have seen this deck last week. I think this is Kisamat's first place deck. The Blade Master Loop, and you just trigger stands with Vision token and you win. Trigger Vision token, trigger stands.
Send the Vision tokens, swing again, trigger again.
Interesting stuff is he runs like a crit here, and the crit, it's kind of weird because normally you don't run crits. You also don't normally run that many heals. But he decided to be more conservative with this kind of build. He only runs 10 stands. If you randomly trigger a crit, your kill potential becomes much higher. And I think a lot of people don't realize that, well, don't think you will run crits anyway, because a lot of decks just don't really. The normal builds just don't. So They can do things like, oh, I'm on 4 damage or just no guard, but surprise, surprise, everyone a crit and you lose.
Catch people off guard, yeah.
I think he did, right? He triggered a crit on one of his vision token hits, so it became 3 crit, right? So that really changed the formula. It was gonna be like his opponent was on 3 damage, and normally you just take it, but you know, surprise, surprise, it's a crit. Now you die, or you have to guard. So pretty good. Then we have a Nerder from the Chop Chop Shop.
Chop Chop Shop.
Chop Chop
Interesting name.
This is the 4th place. This is his deck actually. He's played a Premium Grand Blue. No grade 1 null.
Yeah, that was the first thing I was looking for as well.
This is a more Beatrice focused list.
Yeah, 1 Night Rose and 4 Beatrice, but you're not running the Russian doll grade 2, grade 1s.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Interesting, but
I think you normally you just run more Night Rose, right?
Yeah,
more
because
Night
like
Rose.
you can just play it like a standard deck and just smack.
Yeah, and I think the bad bounty works better with Night Rose than Beatrice, does it?
Yeah,
So-
I think so, because like Beatrice doesn't give power unless you want commit to protect to.
Yeah, so I don't know. Let us know why you went Beatrice instead. Maybe he just likes Beatrice more.
Yeah.
Right. And then in I think his 3rd place was Abel. He ran DI. This one is just a standard DI list. Well, more standard. I think we've seen quite a few builds of DI recently for premium. There's been a lot more
Gastille.
Gastille, right? Before there was only 1 Gastille. There was a grade 4 Gastille, but now there's a grade 3 Gastille. You can Gastille and Gastille.
Yep.
Which is pretty crazy. But yeah, this is just your standard Charlotte build. Multi-attack with Charlotte, number of terrors. Just kind of...
It's a standard plus. You have
Standard
Charlotte
plus,
and number of terror. If that's not enough to kill, then you can go stride and clone your grade 3s. Basically have 2 effects.
Yeah, and then what? If you get 15 souls, so that you can clone Gastille and Charlotte.
Yep.
And then suddenly, unless your opponent just wants to take a damage, which actually you can.
Yeah, taking one's probably not as bad as like eating a crit or like.
Well, your whole front row gets a crit, so if you're on 4, you might as well just eat that 1 damage, right? But then you'd have things like null restrict.
Yep.
That's probably the worst one out of all of them.
Yeah, G-Guard restrict as
Yeah,
well, right?
well, yeah,
Autos.
it's
Yeah.
autos, so it just...
And you hit pretty big.
Yeah, so it kind of works. If you're looking for a standard plus deck, this definitely works.
Yep.
And then another Nerder deck. This is the champion, Javi, Ugarte.
Victor.
Quality is a bit bad, but it is Victor. It is Nova Grappler Victor, premium.
Well,
this is all you do.
this is like more truthful to the OG Victor deck.
Yeah,
Which is basically restand a bunch of restand your Victor a bunch.
It's got a lot of standard cards.
Yeah. You mean G cards? No.
Oh no,
It's got a lot of G cards. It's
got quite a
even
mix.
got the Great One Null.
Yeah, no, there is quite a mix here, eh?
It's very G centric, surprisingly. It's even got the Sniper, which is quite interesting.
No, I think this is this list just focused around putting everything on 1 card and standing it repeatedly.
Yeah.
It's not the. Is it that or?
And
is
I don't see Malyaki as well, so it's definitely not the.
It can't hit the
GB
power,
tree.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, you don't do the GB tree.
Restand 20 times.
Yep.
Yeah,
Get a
kind of
million
thing.
power.
I mean, he still runs the GB3, right? Is that it? I think it's that one.
Yeah.
But you don't have the power to like kill them from 0.
Yep.
I don't think.
Smash them.
This is much more just a kind of stack 1 and restand that kind of thing.
Like ride, stride, stack power, restand it a bunch, and you might kill someone.
Why just go busted?
Yeah.
Busted. Alright.
Bastard.
That's nice. Nice. We've got your favorite fan, Sean. He's came first at his shop challenge playing Gabriel. All right.
And there's one card that I haven't seen for a long time.
What's that card?
It's a Dragon Null.
This one?
Yep.
Yeah. Does he run them? Oh, he's got 1 null here as
One
well.
Null.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Maybe if you expect the mirror,
Yeah.
this wins
Can be
with
handy.
the mirror.
Can be handy.
But otherwise, yeah, very OTK focused Gabriel with the 2 raccoon. That is the raccoon, right? No, it's a lesser.
Lesser.
Is that a raccoon?
I'm not the animal expert here.
Yeah. Only Mark plays Great Nature.
Yep.
Really not.
And it's very high rarity as well, actually.
Yeah, it's quite high rarity.
Is
It's
it
good stuff?
I think it's all of them. Yeah.
I think he's got the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, good job.
Good job.
Man. Good job. And then he also played premium. He came 6th place. So unlucky. I think this he's running Eminem.
Malkuth Premium.
But I think the whole plan is like you bash your opponent, you accelerate to the ultimate, and then you get like a lot of null restrict big column ultimate attacks. I think that's the idea. I think that's basically what standard plus Angel Feather has been trying to do recently. So yeah, good job, I guess. And then next we have is Vision did like an internal tournament for their anniversary. So it's been, I think, probably a year or something. It's been a year. Time flies. I think it's been a year.
Yeah, around Easter. Yeah. So
yeah, this is first place was one of these new kind of builds of DI that's been popping up. Before DI was all about multi-attacks. Now it's all about just cheesing out your opponent one shot. So not even multi-attack.
You can't guard crits, basically.
Yeah, how crazy is that? So yeah, this is just one of those new builds.
Very interesting card picks.
Yeah.
And I quite like the ideas.
Yeah, he's running the new PR, which is basically
Not a creeper, right?
a creeper on steroids.
Yep. So you have like your grade one's like 8 creepers and a killer tail.
Yeah, you can't deny him as well because he's got 4 Bobos. Yeah.
And it was like, why would you run the grade 2 that retires? And then Kai brought an interesting
You still
thing.
charge 2, dude.
Yep. Is that why you learned from D? Card that soul charges for free is good.
Pretty much. It retires a card as well. So if your opponent has an annoying card, like Huang, you can retire
that's
if you
true.
go first.
Yep.
Next, we have second place was Beckham with Nuadayo. A very meta dog lists. You know? Very try hard premium list. He's even got 4 Drachma.
Yeah,
you know,
4 Drachma just to flex. Yeah. Why not?
Does he run like? Is that Shibaraku Victor? There is actually cards that you might want to run.
Yeah.
That is not just Nuadayos. But yeah, he's got the 4 dragons. Basically, the whole deck is pretty straightforward, I think. Huang's, Zarzan, you know, double crit, grade 2s.
Basically, you make your opponent smack face and you smack their face back.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. This one's interesting. It's not one of those crazy top tier decks. It is Harry. I think this is one of the new kind of Harry builds that we've seen in a while, where you're just focusing on the new Harry stage.
Yeah, this is a stage deck in premium. Okay.
Yeah, and this is how Harry has kind of evolved. You know, get staged. You have a guard restrict 4, which is nice. It's nice. You don't have to play any fancy restanding grade 1.
Yep.
Just play standard plus. Pretty much it.
Pretty cool this.
Yeah, and you should get like lots of attacks with Darkside Princess into your Harrys and all that. So pretty nice. Is he only running three Harrys there?
Actually, yeah.
Weird. Alright. And then in 4th place we have Blaster Blade Exceed, BB Exceed. He's really gone full meme. He's playing Messianics. Just to 0 to 6 people. He also does run 1 Blaster Blade Exceed.
Made it to 4th place, man.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
He's even got a what? He's got one of. Can he? Oh, he's got a Neon Gize.
Neon Gize Messiah.
Oh, so this is okay. Yeah. This is the Gize Messiah Nicholas. Remember we made a deck file for this?
We did.
Like ages ago.
This guy went and did it.
Oh wow. Man. Okay. Gize in 2021.
I mean, if you don't want to give your opponent damage, right?
Yep. Good job, man. Vision also provided like 5th to 8th place, so might as well take a look at it because it's premium, man. Everyone loves premium. This is Aquaforce. You know, this is Favis. Just basically standard plus Favis. Rush. But you have a G zone.
Yeah. I
don't know. Like, is maybe just? I guess no. You have Alexander, so it's just automatically better.
Yeah.
All right. 6th place we had Nubatama. This is Core. I don't recognize the name. Good old Core. Jamio Congo. You choose that, so you can't run Rene. But I think Jamio Congo is just better. I think I ran like one of my Nubatama lists. I was running Shiranui and Jamio Congo. That was just kind of like go Shiranui first with Jamio to try to get like the 4 the discard 4 off like as soon as possible, but then just make your opponent feel bad.
Yep.
No, I like running the grade 2. I think I've said it multiple times. I like running the grade 2 card that forces your opponent to call. This works really nice with Jammu. So.
Yep, you drop them to 4 and then you drop them to even less and they can't get anything.
Yeah, so I like that kind of build a bit more, but good job with Dubatama. It's chaos. Chaos.
Is it just pure chaos? Yeah, it's...
Yeah, pure chaos. People like to put in, I know Rerab likes Glendiers, I know Zistral likes Glendiers.
Yeah.
Just for the extra finishing power. But yeah, this is just good old Starvaders. And...
Standard plus.
Yeah. Well, no, not really standard plus. You've got a lot of good cards that aren't standard plus.
Yeah.
He's only got one. He's only won one of the Barrow, which is kind of
probably one more. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you have to really abuse Barrow.
Yep.
In premium.
Premium, yeah.
In my opinion, at least.
It's like the difference between looking for 1 turn and 2 turns is just massive.
He's only got one Destiny dealer as well, which is kind of interesting. Usually you want to run a bit more because the combos well with the chaos.
Your G-zone's pretty tight.
Yeah, it's always tight. It's always tight. And then in 8th place, we got another new Batama deck.
Oh, 2 new Batamas.
This is already Crow, but again, yeah, it
can work.
Oh, he's got the grade 2. Yes, you are the winner, even though you came 8th.
IG Blaster.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, so good job on premium, more premium content. I mean, Vision. Good job on Vision, more premium content. And then next we have is Sushi Slay. He played in different fights, premium tournament as well. He's got a nice mat. I think this he accidentally put in like an extra yellow ball.
51 card.
Yeah, so just if you look at this, just take it out.
Yeah.
But overall, it is similar to the Cross and Sins list.
Yeah.
With the cheesy one shot.
Like it's free counter, a free soul charge and creepers.
Yeah. And then lastly, we've got Dark Water Games from I think it's Cape Cod, Massachusetts. He's got King first in V Standard and Premium this week.
Wow, consistent player.
Yeah, the D-Pack. His name is D-Pack. He's played Gabriel, so very popular. Gabriel very popular in the West compared to Japan.
Yep.
Yeah. So he wanted some critique on his layout, his fan out game. What do you think? I think this is pretty good. This one for sure. You know, he's got
definitely
nice...
creative.
Yeah, I like these critical markers, man.
Oh, is that? Oh, their marker is nice.
Yeah. And then he's got some crosses here. The idea on the fan out game is you wanna have an idea on what your kind of deck wants to convey. You can think of a word, you know, you can think of a name, you can think of a picture, right? That's overall the aesthetics, right? The big aesthetics.
Well, but then if you can see he wants to support his local store.
Yes. So
Dark Water Games here.
Well, I mean, he's the owner. So of course he wants to do that. But yeah, you already have an idea. You want to show off Dark Water Games. So build an image around that. You know, it's like feng shui, right? The feng shui of fan out.
Of creating your opponent 0 to 6.
When you don't think about laying out your deck, you have to think of the feng shui. You know. And then his premium was DI list.
Again, this is quite similar.
NLK?
But it's more,
NLK,
old.
man.
It's NLK Mofei, which is like the original list.
The OG. He's got the arc going on here. But overall, I think it's quite similar. For just one of the new Gastilles. It feels a bit like the grade 3s feel a bit kind of random. I guess it's a bit like stuffy, you know.
With the you know, if it's in the deck, you just work with it, right?
Yeah.
And you're still like waiting pretty hard.
Yeah, I think the newer builds of Premium DI are way more polished, and I think they're just kind of better than the old builds right now.
The game plan it's
simpler.
It's simpler, yep. And you don't need as much counterblast. That's the main one.
Well, the biggest issue though is that the NLK allows you to play a ride-up game, I guess, while the Brewfist doesn't. And you have Rhodia that lets you sit around with Big Soul if you have it.
Yeah, but I don't think the game's good that long for you to survive. Like with current premium will just like...
I mean, yeah, well, sitting at grade 2 is kind of bad against tier 1 decks in premium, but if you're not playing against tier 1 decks, I guess you don't even... If you're not even playing against tier 1 decks, you don't even have to worry about riding down.
Technically,
yeah. Well, that is pretty much it for top decks this week. This week. What do you think? Next week I think we might be seeing some start decks at least. I mean,
yeah.
that'd be way interesting. Do you think?
Which one do you think is gonna be the top?
I think I'm gonna go out of the way and say Dark States start deck is the best. Dark States.
Starter deck, yep.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have any booster packs, so it has to be start deck.
True.
And then I think probably Keller is the second, and U1 is the third, unfortunately. But I think I think people underrate the Dark States, but now Danji is sold out because everyone just bought him out because of the anime.
Yep,
Yeah,
one episode.
Yeah, he's the biggest winner out of the anime, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's the real MC.
The real MC, the real Chad.
Real Chad.
All right. Well, anything you want to add, Kelvin?
Well, post more decks. Use the hashtag
VG
Top Decks. And we'll see you guys around. Oh, and we will have the new clan selection in... Is that in 2 weeks' time?
You know what? It's soon. It's in April.
Oh, okay.
So...
Easter.
I think... Not Easter. Not that quick. Not that quick, but, we might catch up soon. Yeah, no. Springfest is soon. You guys... Bit of practice for that.
Yep. And schedule your stuff. Different time zones. Make sure you wake up on the right times.
Yeah. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.